Well, hello. Welcome. Tonight we're going to play Necrobiotic. Our lovely guests, our whole slew crack team of people. And tonight I'm playing host, which I'm so sorry for those of you who have to deal with that. So my name is Kelly, and I'm part of High Shelf Collective. But we've got guests from everywhere, which is so great. But before we get into it tonight, I wanted to give everyone just a heads up of what's going on this week. Tonight is Necrobiotic, the first of total of four, a four shot. Thursday at 8:30 p.m. On Eastern will be the return of Red Markets. It's been a break. So you want to talk about murder hobos? It's murder hobos. And then Friday is Midway Madness, which Holly and I are in, and where I play a bird. And Holly plays a gnome at the moment, and we're in a carnival, and we'll see what happens next. Try and take it down, but the quick and dirty of that out of the way, which means we now get to talk about the other wonderful people on here, Mitch and Marlo. Guys, I want you guys to introduce yourself, plug all your stuff, tell everyone what you're doing, and make sure that everyone knows where to find you.
Yeah, I'm Mitch. You can find me at Mitch's Bustillos on the Twitters. Other than that, yeah, I'll be at PAX Unplugged coming up here pretty soon. So I'm really excited for that. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for some cool stuff.
Marlo, how about you?
Yeah. Oh, it's me. Oh, it's me. My turn. Yeah, I'm Marlo. I do things, stuff and such. I'm on Misconceptions Podcast Network. You can find my voice on Sins of the Father. We're on hiatus right now, looking for a new editor. Well, we have to hire one, but anyway, it's a whole thing. We're on indefinite hiatus for a while. In any case, I play a teenager. We're all teenagers. I play a bard. We're looking for our missing fathers. It's dire. It's a lot. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heartfelt, heartwarming, funny, all of it. And then on top of that, I'm also on Tales to Inspire with Mitch. Hey, we are doing it's world augmented worlds and perils system. It's an alternate history superheroes game. I'm playing a 1940s Hollywood starlet who I fight with Mitch. We fight. We like each other, but we fight, and that's
What
fun.
are we
That's our
fighting? I didn't
dynamic.
know.
On and off. But lately, I think we're
All right.
actually agreeing. Well, nobody knows. That's a spoiler. No, I can't tell you that. Um, so yeah, that's what I do, and then I also on Tuesday nights I alternate between being on Other Docs channel playing Cult Divinity Lost, and then I'm also on uh, ooh brain. What's the other channel I'm on? Oh Lord, Lost Caravan. We're doing Weird Wild West on Lost Caravan. So I alternate Tuesdays between those two channels. Other than that, that's all I have going on right now, which is sounds like a lot, but it's slower. This is a slow month.
That's a slow month. Oh my god.
I don't
Holly.
even want to know what. Okay, well,
You sh-
I don't do
Oof.
as much as you.
I know. I don't either.
I mean, I
just go
should.
with it.
There are some months that it's similar. Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Holly. I am at OMG Holly D. That's where you can find me on the internet. Um, I play in games like it was foretold. I play on this. Hopefully, this Wednesday we can play Monster of the Week. I play that with Mitch on Brambleberry Games. Hopefully this week, fingers crossed. Um, I play this coming Friday on High Shelf Collective. Midway Madness. It's so much fun, and then Saturday. Hopefully, if this Saturday is not our conclusion, the next Saturday after that will be the conclusion of the Venestra campaign setting on the Lost Caravan, and Hoop is the DM for that. It's a lot of fun. Um, really love that setting, and it is actually going to be coming to Kickstarter next year. So, uh, and yeah, that's pretty much it for me this week. I'm very excited to play this game. I'm like, Mitch, you better make it scary.
We also want to make note that this system is on pre-order.
Yeah.
I'll get the link and I'll put it in the chat. Everyone pre-order this. I'm not gonna lie, we got the I say we, David and I got the fancy pre-order book because like the art
It's
is
so
oh my
cool.
god amazing.
It's beautiful.
And so I'm excited to play this. I will say we did character creation earlier. It took like no time at all. So this is a great like you want to try it out. You're not going to be spending 2 hours making a character. So if unless anyone has anything else, Mitch, let's start off Spoopy month.
Oh man, the most sacred of months.
It
Okay.
is. It's my favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. We will begin this tale, I think, with a excerpt from the book itself. There is a brokenness that is so deep, threading through so much of society's soul, as to not be able to reconcile with the things of the past. It's as if looking back and trying to revive what was lost would be too painful. Those who dig around in the junkyard, they represent the repressed memories of a whole society, pushed out to the edges and rejected. The past where humanity wallowed in a repetitive hell, where the same arguments occurred again and again. In media, politics, and philosophy, the underlying question to everyone's existence: what is valuable? But nothing new ever came concerning this conversation, nothing unexpected or unique. The cycle had to end, and it did. These events have brought about a reset to our existence on every level. In this macabre world we have inherited and built up upon ourselves, all sorts of things become possible. Yet the perversion of everything sacred was our path forward. Perhaps we understood and accepted that hell is what we deserve, and so we created a new one. Small, horrific, and surprising things pour down on us daily. Self-reliance is the most valuable trait. Humanity has learned that standing side by side with one another is a fairy tale. Our differences will always be the bolded words on every page, and confirmation of that has created isolated groups within our society. There is no desire to change the things outside of arm's reach. We have medicated our humanity away. It is no longer necessary to clasp a hand in friendship when the darkness begins to creep. There are pharmaceutical solutions. Besides, there is work to be done. While so many will weep for the animated dead, I know that we, the living, are the victims, the dead walking. And with that, we begin our scene with a knock early in the morning on the apartment which you three reside in. It is on the 6th floor of a apartment complex in Florence, an old style building with escape stairways on the exterior, as well as old fashioned windows with curious and beautiful geometric shapes. Out of the about 80 rooms or homes that were once filled with laughing children and ecstatic youth who longed for a world which they could inherit, there is now currently only your home. All the others stand empty. Every now and then you might see a silhouette of a shadow cleaning a window repeatedly through several hours. This is just the dead, and they keep it so that maybe one day those same youth might fill it once again. But here in that lonely street, in that lonely apartment, you three have found and cultivated a life together. And you did something that humanity has longed for and that people grasp at, which was raise a kid.
Whoa.
Grew up someone that you three are all proud of. Her name is Ginger. Most remarkably for this red hair, curly and matted on her head. She came with her own set of problems, of course. Every kid does. But it was the only laughter that you've heard in the last decade. And those kind of still echo in your memories within this apartment now that she's grown and living her life. She is a technophant, one of the individuals sent out to save people outside the wall, as well as protect Florence from external dangers. If you were a technophant, you understood that the dangers aren't given to the public. Some horrors are just best left unsaid. But this morning, around 8 a.m., the halls that were once filled with laughter has that echo of a very resounding and final knock on the door. Bang, 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 and the door shutters. So, how do you wake up? Or if you're already awake, what are you doing? What do you look like? How are you feeling this morning?
Is this knock like an authoritative knock? You know, like boom, 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 it's the cops? Or is it just like a, wistful, like slow knock? You know what I mean?
It's an authoritative knock, definitely. Whoever is behind it has the confidence to really rap against the door.
Okay. I'd probably already be awake, fiddling with stuff. I am a technosopher. So I hope I'm saying that right. Right.
No, that's perfect.
Awesome. I am a necrobiotic age garbage panda, trash panda, basically. Jessica, who I am, it likes to kind of like dig in the trash for like old age technology. And so she would be awake already, kind of like fiddling with something that she had maybe stopped fiddling with only a few hours before because she was just so exhausted and she passed out. But like her brain would not shut up. She's this close to getting this Walkman to work, like this close to playing that CD on that anti-skip. Mwah, so close to making this happen.
What music is on the CD?
Oh yeah, definitely some it varies, right? She's very eclectic, but probably her standard would be Sandstorm to really get that morning going. She's obsessed with late 90s aughts kind of Y2K kind of stuff. And she had read stuff about glow sticks and thought that was really cool, but has yet to find one that works anymore. So, so she's working on this, and a lot of the stuff that she has, she's kind of paranoid of authority, and so she'd be like, she'd probably hear this authoritative knock and like put whatever she has like under the covers, and like jump out of bed and see if anyone else is awake before and if not, she's gonna go to the door, but she's gonna see if anyone else is awake.
All right,
Ruby probably is angry someone's knocking that hard on her door. She's pretty she's a pretty aggressive person. She's a soldier, she's a technophant, she's big, a wall of a woman, just very muscular and broad, and she's a soldier, so she I imagine is up and maybe trying to get caffeine. I assume because coffee still a thing in this world. Because
yeah. I mean, it's not made in the same way.
Okay.
But yeah, you would you have gone down the street to get coffee, or would you have had like your own coffee maker in here?
she's a pretty efficient person. She probably would not waste money on coffee. Occasionally, as a little treat here and there, but she drinks her coffee black, so there's very little point in her going to a coffee shop, truthfully.
Yeah, well,
so
I mean,
imagine...
like, cream is gone, and so is sugar for the most part. So black is kind of that's everyone drinks.
I would have fashioned you a coffee maker.
Yeah,
my wall of a woman. I would have fashioned you a coffee maker. I would have done that for you, girl.
I just imagine her like standing, like staring out a window, drinking coffee, and hears this, and then gets mad. Who the hell's knocking on my door like that this early in the morning? She puts her cup down.
Yeah, and let's say there's like a little sticker. It's of this bluebird that your daughter had put on the side of the coffee maker when she was really young, repeatedly too. So it's actually the same sticker just over and over again. So that kind of sticks out a little bit. And even if you like scratch one off, there's still like another one underneath, and it just continues for what feels like infinity.
Leaves a sticky, weird spot, like with some paper still attached to it when you try to pull it off. So you just leave it because, I mean, why bother?
Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's forever.
Excellent. We have Dr. Murphy Dumas. She is she's a string bean of a person. She has very little muscle mass. Ironically, she has also red curly hair, which I about died when you said that earlier. I was like, huh. And she is an architect. I can create and program the constructs. That's what I do. I take my job very seriously, but nothing comes before my family. And I also have a tendency to get in my head a lot. I get and battle severe depression, and this is very well known among our family. And so she does a lot to try and stay present, but a lot of times you will end up catching her just staring like off in space and doing some dissociation for sure.
Excellent.
So Ruby, if you're gonna go to the door, I will be behind you in my. So Jessica is short. She's probably 5'1", but she's got these platform boots that she found and refuses to take them off so that she can be 5'5" or even 5'6". Anyway, she's walking behind you, like trying to be badass, but you are definitely her human shield. So she'll go with you, behind you.
Ruby is walking in her usual sort of it's a very military walk. It's very official, and the way her arms move, it's anyone who saw her outside of her armor would know she's a soldier by looking at her, just from the way she walks and the way she presents herself. And even though she's not wearing her armor at this juncture, she's just woken up. So she walks over to the door and throws the door open.
Yeah, on the other side, kind of silhouetted, because you kind of see behind this individual, you see the sun slowly rising between their shoulder blades. That crisp morning air coming in, slightly chilled, and a little bit of snowfall, little tiny flakes coming down from the sky with a clouded kind of horizon. This gentleman with blonde hair, slicked back and then to the side, with a very thin blonde mustache. He looks about her age. Nervously, he has his hand wrapped around a coffin. Coffin is what technophants use to keep their armor in. they're also, when you die, it's a good place to put yourself when you eventually come back to the Citadel. And his fingers are grasping onto a coffin that looks familiar. Some of you probably aided her in creating this, in making it personal. He obviously he looks nervous, anxious. His hands are sweaty, and you can see there's a little bit of wetness around his eyes. I'm, and he pulls out a piece of paper. Kind of the rustling is very like stark against the silence of the whole morning. As he pulls out this piece of paper and looks at it, begins to read from it. We apologize, but and he folds the paper back up. She's gone.
She's gone.
Murph is like in the back, and though she hears like the sounds that are coming out of this person's mouth, she can't understand what they are saying, and she's like, Ruby, what is going on? The door is still open.
It's Ginger. She didn't make it. She's not coming home.
Like, no, she's just lost or something, right? Like, no, she's not gone.
Like, dinner?
No, they brought the coffin home. She's gone.
Jessica takes the Walkman that she's been meticulously working on and smashes it against the wall. In like anger and disbelief.
Yeah, so with that, we're going to come to our first challenge. Hearing this horrific thing occur, we are going to deal with 2 consequences, each one with exhaustion 2. Now, these might sound like, what the heck is that? But I promise you, it's easier than it sounds, and I'll lead you through the whole process. So this is going to be a play of resistance. So if you look at your character sheet, you'll be able to see if you are trained in it or not.
What was it again?
Actually, let's do firmness instead. That's in the flesh skill. So that's hearts.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you were trained, you get to play 2 cards. If you were not, you only get to play 1. Each success will annul one of these consequences.
So you just pull a card, the top one?
So, oh yeah, we never did our first breath. Which I think this is a perfect time to. And part of the ceremony that I like to do with everyone is taking a first breath together. The first breath, you, after shuffling your deck, you place your hand on top of the deck, look at each other, and then everyone breathes deep. As we draw 6 cards and look at them. This is your hand. This is what you felt when you first woke up. These are equivalent to kind of your spoons for the next couple of hours. You can kind of see where your mind has placed its energy to for like the next couple. And so looking at these 6 cards that you've pulled for your first breath, you try to eliminate as many consequences as possible.
Okay.
So if you're trained in it, you could play 2. If you're not, you can only play 1.
And so you have to play a card. You have to play a heart card because this is a flesh.
So there are 2 ways to gain a success. One of which is via the suit. So a heart would give you an automatic success. or if you can reach a numeric 8, either through one
Oh.
card or a combination of cards, no matter what the suit.
But if you can only play one card, then
Yeah,
it better be
then-
an 8 or higher. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay.
And aces are worth 1, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Jokers are always a success, no matter what. And if you ever pull a king, let me know, because that will be very special.
I did.
Ooh.
Okay, at least for the first breath, you just put that king back in your deck and draw another card. We're not.
Perfect.
Yeah, we don't. we don't allow too much horribleness to happen in the morning.
Okay, well that's good. You don't wake up entirely like shit. You just find out
Yeah,
that your kid's not
exactly.
around. All right.
Exactly. Right. You'll that'll come to haunt you later if you ever pull it during after the first breath.
All right.
Okay. I got
All right. One success. One success.
it's better back here. Okay.
I'm good. So if I play a heart, I succeed.
Yeah, you get to annul one of the consequences, and there are 2 consequences.
Okay, I'm annulling one of them. Please, God.
Excellent.
Right.
All right.
Likewise.
With everyone's annulment of one of the consequences,
Do we keep these cards or are they discarded now?
they are discarded. So put them right next to your deck, face up, and that's your discard pile.
Got it. Thank you.
So you still have to deal with one consequence, and because it's exhaust 2, that means you randomly discard 2 cards from your hand.
Randomly?
Yes.
With the success, we still discard 2?
Good night.
Yeah, because it's 2 consequences, and you were able to eliminate one of them. So instead of throwing away more cards, then
So how would you get 2 successes?
for a role like this, either
Yeah.
you're trained in it so that you could play
Womp womp.
Right.
2 hearts
I am
or a combination. If you really focused on the social sphere, you might have an 8 of hearts, which would give you 2 successes, 1 for the suit and 1 for the numeric.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't think you guys built very social characters.
You mean my trash panda is not social? Super
I did
weird.
not. Yeah, my depressed doctor. Like
My
I'm
angry
good.
soldier. Yeah, no, we're all just antisocial.
We like each other, and
we
that's
like each other.
it.
Nobody else.
No one else. I make you pretty trinkets. I play the doctor. I play the doctor happy techno EDM to get her out of her funk, and that's it. All right, so I'm gonna discard 2. Discard face up.
Crap.
Yep.
Ah shit.
Yeah,
those
so
were
you
good
see
ones.
what was discarded, and
I
of course you
know,
get the throughout the whole game you can always look at your hand that you have.
Okay.
Whenever you want to refill your hand, you would need a time of calm to take another breath. That might come up a little bit later, but in the meantime, why don't you guys let me know how this affects you, because at least for the time being, you're able to deal with most of the trauma from hearing these news, but there is a little crack that's forming in the back of your heart. You can kind of feel it swelling.
I would want to Jessica would ask Ruby, how did this happen? You I mean, you have connections, right? Surely you know, like, how did this happen? What happened here? And then maybe depending on what you say.
The young man who's here is not like a high end, like this is not like this is just another soldier from her unit or
this
something?
was probably a friend of hers who took on this task himself.
She looks at this kid. They sent a kid to give this kind of news.
I volunteered.
You knew her?
Yeah, we trained together.
Come on.
She helped me through. This isn't the only coffin I have to bring back, and sometimes there's not a coffin at all. So I can't I can't stay, but I wanted you to know that she was definitely someone I admired and looked up to.
Yeah. How did it happen?
I don't know. They were sent out about a week ago, and um, there was like one or two survivors, but they're currently in the hospital.
Okay.
If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna continue on.
Thanks for bringing her home.
Yeah, and he'll kind of gingerly and very carefully, with a lot of, I guess, delicacy, let's kind of hand you this coffin that feels lighter. And he'll start going down the metal staircase. It's slightly shaking as as it bears his weight.
Ruby brings it inside and shuts the door and turns around and looks at the rest of them, and then her face goes from an immediate like hard like soldier to she just melts and just tears start rolling down her face. She's like, this is my fault. This is my fault. I got her killed. I did it. No, she wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for me. She saw me. She saw me doing this. She thought she could do this, and now she's gone.
She saw us all do things. She chose this path. And so, like, Jessica is very usually squeaky and bubbly. And then now she's just like total mom. It's like, no, she saw this. She saw us all. This is what she chose. This is her life. And she chose this. World question, Mitch. The coffin, you had one person carrying it. Is it like a small? It's not like a body size coffin?
No, it's a body size coffin. They usually have a strap so that it goes on someone's back. Technophants are trained to carry this coffin.
Okay.
And so they're usually pretty bulky. But
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So this isn't something like Jessica could carry. Okay. Okay.
No, this is a technophant, like trained and approved.
Gotcha.
Because it usually holds their armor too. Is what mostly is in it.
Okay.
Murph is just like not wailing hysterically, but definitely like catching her breath, trying to like say something, and like nothing is coming out, and she is just like sobbing her eyes out. I mean, she already has a natural state of looking like she hasn't slept in days, and it's like emphasized even more. Her eyes are instantly bloodshot. She is like, you can like see like the blood pressure rising in her face. Like, I mean, she is red cheeked. Like her veins are starting to kind of pop out even in her forehead. Like, she is almost inconsolable, but she's trying to like get it together, and she is having zero luck doing so.
Yeah, I think for you, we're gonna make another play, specific for you. And I think for you, let's get a play in reasoning.
Oh God.
And what is scratching at the back of your head is the architect thought pattern that has been drilled in you since you first started on this academic, scientific study of the dead and saving humanity. And much of that is around pushing every bit of feelings that you have as deep down as possible. And you know that in your room you have a bottle of pills, and you can take, and you probably have been taking a few every day to kind of swallow up that loneliness and to push it back. But if you take a little bit more, of course, more gets taken away from you. Now, these pills You'll never be in danger of being bodily hurt by these things. It's not possible. The Citadel has made it so that it's just not within the cards. But the more you take, the more you can feel okay. So play that success. If you want, and this is up to you, you can play it to reject that instinct. Because I'm sure you're feeling pain, and every human wants to cure that pain. Or you can feel it.
I am, because it is in the morning and the day has not beat her down quite yet, I'm going to attempt to not. I am trained in it.
Mm-hmm. So you can play 2 cards.
Okay. And I have to get to an 8, correct?
Yeah, if you're going for a numeric success.
Oh, okay. Well, I only have to play 1 card, and that's okay, correct? I don't have to play 2. Okay,
Yeah, you don't have to.
I don't have any clubs. But I am gonna play a 3, which puts me at a 9.
Wait.
Oh, so you don't add your
Oh.
characteristics. Yeah, it's just the cards.
Just to get to 8. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
crap.
It's harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually worse.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
great.
It's worse than you think.
Yeah, it is way worse than I thought. Crap. I was like thinking, oh, I understand this. I don't. All right. Oh my gosh, Mitch. Rude. All right. You're gonna play
All
2.
right. Perfect. You exert a lot of willpower, but you're able to do as you wish. Wherever that takes you.
I don't even know what I wish. All right. But yeah, no, I'm going to shove the thought to the side because it never goes away, and I'm going to reach over to Ruby and Jessica, and I'm not gonna pull them in for a hug necessarily, but it's like I reach both hands out, and I feel like if I touch them, that it's gonna keep me grounded, and that maybe even though I can't speak, I can offer this comfort to them.
Yeah, I think Ruby reaches over and puts that like a large warm hand like on the small of her back and just like pressing on it, not hard enough to like move her, but enough to like reinforce and support. And she shakes her head and looks at the coffin. Who's gonna open it? It felt light. I don't know if her armor's in there. Or maybe her body's not in there.
Jessica is gonna try and lift it to kind of gauge. So she's strong, but I mean, she's not Ruby strong.
Yeah.
Could I lift it?
Yeah, you can. It's
Oh.
on its own. It's around like 100 pounds. So it's, depending on how strong you are, it'd be difficult.
Mhm.
But it's something that you can lift and manipulate with effort.
The box. Okay. Ruby, how much do these boxes generally weigh? Do you have an idea? Wait, we decorated it, didn't we? So we would know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I would know that something's in there, right? But probably not like the 150-pound child I sent off.
Exactly. Yeah. It's definitely
Mm.
the armor and no body is inside. It's as empty as the day when you first
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
made it with her.
Okay. I would know this.
Mhm.
I would definitely know this. I don't think she's in there. Unless it's just her dog tags. Assuming that's what they use. Unless it's just her identification. You two turn away. I'll do it. I'll look. I'll open it.
When Jessica says this, I kind of like bury my chest, or no, my head into Ruby's chest.
I like the idea of you burying
Yeah,
your
right.
chest
Bury
in
my
someone.
chest into the
Pull her head down.
my little tiny.
It
Yeah,
might be helpful, you know. This is a hard time.
She
Who wouldn't love a good chest?
reflexively, yeah, she like reflexively holds her and then shakes her head and says, "No, I have to see."
I
It's okay.
definitely look away. No way. Even
Okay.
though, like, I deal with dead bodies all day and the dead all day.
They're not yours though.
They're not
You know?
mine.
Okay, so I'm gonna get in such a way that they're on one side of the coffin and like Jessica's on the other, and so that I open the lid so that if Ruby wants to peer around, she can, but if she doesn't want to, she doesn't have to. So I'm going to open the
All
lid.
right.
What do I
So
see?
before we get into that, Ruby, I'm going to ask another play from you. And this is a perception. If you give me a success, yeah.
Yeah, I got a success. So, and I'm trained in perception, so I'm gonna play 2
Mhm.
cards. However, my cards are all pretty big, so it's gonna be crummy, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna play 2 5s to get a success here.
Nice. Excellent. Oh, and was one of that clubs?
Oh, actually, yeah. So I don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
I only
you
play
could
1.
either make it 2 successes, which usually anytime you go above like what is required, there's always something extra or something special. Or you can just get the success. It's totally up to you.
Why not? I'll do it. 2 successes.
All right. So as you're holding this small framed architect against yourself, you could almost see like a little blob of orange hair kind of bouncing up and down as it hops and scoots across the tiles of the kitchen, opening the fridge and then desperately trying to mush up this potato paste in a way that could fit into this toaster that her other mom made, which of course has a little bluebird sticker on the side of it, something she adored. And so you can kind of just see her mushing the stuff in, and every now and then she would look back and her mouth would move as if she was saying something to you. Her green eyes kind of looking at you with admiration. Then that shadow's gone, and in its place, just an empty kitchen. The coffin is filled with moments like this, little Polaroids, probably something from her Technosophist mom. Pictures, black and white, printed out of you three together, or you four together, of just you three. Some of her adventures outside the wall. You can see her with that blonde haired individual, as well as about 5 other people around that age, kind of smiling in their combat fatigues, trying to have nourishment from this little small pot of this dark liquid. They look like the optimistic smiles of people who've never, who still believe in heroes, I think. And you can probably remember that, Ruby, that innocence most technophants have before they go outside the walls.
I think you hear a hiccup as she just like just sobs a little bit, viewing these pictures, thinking about that little girl sitting on the floor, like, Just this moment for Ruby, like she doesn't care what her partners have said. Like she blames herself because she knows that like she was big strong mommy and she is not okay. But okay enough, I guess, to still be standing.
So it's not just Ruby that sees that, right?
Correct. Yeah, these photos you would see it as well. They're just kind of piled in the coffin.
Mm-hmm. Jessica is going to take them and look at Ruby the whole time as she puts them in her pocket, like a little pouch that she has, where she puts her usually like her favorite treasures, and in there is definitely like a rock that Ginger found that was so cool, and she had to show her mommy, and so in there is that special rock and those pictures. And she's like, I'm just gonna take these bits of our daughter and keep them close and keep them safe until we decide what to do next. Cause we're doing something. I'm not letting this go.
And there's no body, correct, Mitch?
Yeah, but you know that once someone dies, they're the property of the Citadel, so
Yeah.
they would never be delivered to a family. They would be
Right.
immediately shipped to the Citadel and turned into a working robot.
Would we all know that?
Yes, that
Okay.
is
Absolutely.
every construct
Okay.
is a dead human that's had everything that makes them human taken from them.
Mhm.
So even if you saw her as a construct, you wouldn't recognize her.
Jessica is going to look at Murphy. Can we get her back?
She's property of the Citadel. I mean, there's not.
Like how quickly are they gonna like strip her from being a human? Like months, days?
It happens
Is it
fast,
shit? Okay.
so fast. Murph knows, but there was a murder years ago, and I went to look, and they were already starting the process, and it hadn't even been hours since the guy had died. It was insane. There's need. They'll take them and they'll put them somewhere, and they won't tell us where. Right?
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
Jessica's just bargaining at this point. She's just
Yeah.
bargaining to get her daughter
Mhm.
back. Okay, so what are we gonna do about this? What can we do about this?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm not sure that we can do anything.
We can try to see her before they do the thing.
Yeah.
And
You
I
think
can
it
make
hasn't
some
happened
calls.
yet? Yeah. I just want to say goodbye to my little girl. I just want to say goodbye. They'll let us do that. They wouldn't deny us that. I mean, maybe me, but like, you guys can sneak me in, right? I'll just hide behind you, Ruby. Like, no one will see me. I'll take off my shoes. I'll just hide. It's fine. Like, she's not making sense.
Is it typical that they let like the family of the deceased see them, like their bodies?
Not really. That has generally led to more problems than anything else in the past. Though, since you have an architect with you, it's kind of just like visiting your workplace and then seeing if that potential body is around.
Can it be take your family to work day, Murph?
You said that. It makes it really hard to say no. I mean, we
She's
can
not backing down. She's like,
Yeah.
trying her best to look really like, kind of cute. Like,
We can try. Can we try, Mitch?
Yeah, of course. So you're headed to the Citadel?
Towards my office.
Do we want to collect ourselves first?
I mean,
I feel like Murph's barely holding on.
yeah. I'm gonna
Jessica's
grab
not
those
making
pills.
sense. Yeah, right. A little battle pill, and she's like, ah.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look put together to get in there and act like there's nothing going on.
Nothing's wrong at all.
Yeah.
We're
I'm gonna have to borrow
fine.
someone's clothes. They're not gonna let me in like this. Maybe she can try to borrow Murph's clothes that I don't know might be too small, might be too tall. I don't know. Murph's so skinny.
I'm like,
and then maybe try and borrow like Ruby's clothes.
yeah, I'm like the exact
borrow one of your
opposite
shirts.
of Ruby in stature. So
I'll borrow one of your shirts, and it'll be like a really cool like sweater dress. I can make a moment out of this.
Making a moment.
Nice.
I grab my Citadel apron, my medical bag.
Yeah,
whatever else
Ruby's
I
getting
might
in her
need.
armor. She's gonna wear her armor. She doesn't know what she's about to do. She doesn't know anything but being a soldier, and she's gonna be a soldier right now.
Let's wait. Don't
Well.
soldier up yet. Let me make another cup of coffee for us and maybe some breakfast. I say these quotes because I don't know what they would really be.
Yeah, I mean, breakfast, all the crops are made in the surrounding areas of Florence in these small farms, and they focus on efficiency instead of taste. So usually like a bean paste or a potato type thing. Yeah, meat is rare.
Okay. Jessica probably tinkers quite a bit with cooking and has come up with some like spices that, or at least flavor combinations. Look, if you dry saute the bean paste a little bit and then you mash the potatoes together like on top, and then you kind of do an upside down, flip it onto the plate, or shovel or whatever it is we're using. It's decent. So let me make that. Let's not go into avenging Ginger on an empty stomach.
Or an almost empty hand.
Right.
Me and my super one card. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's gonna want everyone to calm down. And honestly, Jessica needs a moment. Like,
Yeah.
this is not her wheelhouse, but this is her daughter. Like, she's mama bearing it up in this moment. But she knows she needs to collect herself.
Yeah. So you guys are around this circular table with 4 chairs, sitting down for a family meal. You guys can take a breath,
Yeah.
refresh your hand,
So
back to what it was.
Up to 6?
Draw
or
up to
discard
six?
everything?
Up to 6.
Okay.
You draw up to 6, and you have the ability to discard 1 card if you want from your previous hand.
Okay.
So if like your 1 card left was like a card that you don't really think will be useful, you can discard it and then be able to draw 1 extra.
Okay.
So I have a question. So I ironically drew both the Jack and my Queen. What does that mean for me as far as gameplay?
Yeah, so a Jack and a Queen represent your specialness or the special abilities that you have. Once they're in your deck, they're always active and always usable. So when you pull them out, they just represent the suit that the card is. So whether it be clubs or spades or whatnot. And then the number is usually assigned by the machinist, depending on how useful the skill is. So yeah, so you should have it written down. If you don't, let me know and I can assign a number for it.
Yeah, we don't. I didn't do a value because I was silly, but I just threw
That's fine.
numbers in there because I knew that the more what I read was like the
Yeah,
more helpful it is, the lower the number. So
exactly. Yeah. So perfect. So yeah, you guys have a lovely morning breakfast. But we're gonna go back to a memory. Um, she's 15, filling that same chair that now is empty. She has, in typical teenage fashion, she's about 15 at this time, has kind of like a buzz cut part of her hair for that very like uh, punkish look that the kids have been working on of late. Um,
Oh,
poking at the probably the beans on the plate, um, kind of just staring at it. Uh, in this kind of eeriness of silence until she uh, whispers something down to her bean soup, something that you guys barely hear. Definitely can't figure out what she said, but she did say something.
probably gonna eat in silence. Whimper a little bit, and then sigh quite a bit. Apparently,
right.
damn Mitch.
I am going to. I'm assuming so. So this is a memory that I also see, correct? Like,
Yeah, yeah. You guys, yeah.
I just want to make
This
sure.
happened in the house.
Okay. Um, when I don't, I'm absolutely silent. Murph, it's just like a very stoic face, but there are just still just like tear after tear just dropping down. Um, but it's not hysterical at this point. It's more of like a get it together, man type of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
So to be clear, this isn't something that you're seeing in the present.
sure, no, I
We
know.
have, yeah. So what are you crying about?
Um, sh- Murph is uh just trying her very best, like her absolute hardest to be able to focus on like getting the bag, getting the apron. I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to like do the normal things that would be my day to day, and I'm not doing it very successful. It's almost like I'm on autopilot. My body is doing the motions, but I mean, you can absolutely tell that like I'm not present whatsoever.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ruby's staring at her plate, blowing on her coffee that's already cold. Um, and she's staring at that chair as though she can will Ginger to be sitting there. And then she stands up and throws the coffee cup against the wall and looks at the other two and says, "We're going to find out what the fuck happened."
Was that the bird coffee cup?
No, it was the coffee maker that had the sticker on it, not the cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It matters.
Jessica was like, "No."
But she's just
But
standing. She's standing there with her like she puts her fists on her like hips, and she's standing there just massive, just like determined. Like, this is the woman that you both fell in love with. This is the woman that's about to figure this fuck shit out. She's like ready.
Yeah. Jessica goes from like this wistful side to like a proud side. Like, yes.
Um, yeah, Murph is just checked the fuck out. Like, just brain is not computing. Like, I inside she is feeling all of those feelings as well. Like she is very desperate to see her her daughter to see before, because she knows what's about to happen, and it's not something she is wanting to participate in, nor does she want to see after.
Yeah, and I think this is like definitely a moment where Ruby and probably everyone else, that like the moment when she was 15, when she was staring down at that bean soup, and she kind of timidly looks up and says, I'm joining the technophants. He kind of waits for your response.
I think in that moment, Ruby was proud. Her girl was doing the thing that she did. Like, it meant that ultimately, like, her kids saw her path and thought, this is the way to go.
Yeah,
And in that
what did
moment,
Ruby say?
I think Ruby grinned and was like, perfect. It'll teach you things you'll get to see things you never get to see in the city. You'll make friends. It'll be good for you.
Would this have been like a revelation? Would it have been talked about ahead of time, or would we have been taken by surprise?
Definitely taken by surprise. She had the intellect that probably meant that the Citadel of Sciences wanted her to be an architect or an engineer,
That
which
was
would
going to be
place
my
her.
next question.
Yeah, it would place her in a very high like position within government. She would be seen as a well, outstanding individual in society, and most importantly, she would be safe for the rest of her life.
Cool. Jessica would probably be a little upset. This is the first she's heard about it. She's looking at Ruby like,
Like, how could you be?
you can make
so-
friends in the government. You can make friends and see things without getting, having your life in danger, so that you can come home and so you can come home. She would be kind of upset in the whole situation, and maybe start a fight with Ruby. I don't know.
Well, and so in that moment, Murph is going to see that happening, right? And she is going to be like, Jens, are you sure? Like, is this really what you want? And as like they're kind of like bickering, I imagine in the background, like she's trying to be like, there are a lot of options, things that can keep you safe, and and uh and then she's going to kind of get a little bit louder, because I'm going to imagine that they're getting a little bit louder.
Yeah.
and Murph is going to be like, because I know that we all want you to be happy in what you do.
She kind of pulls out this like old book that you probably got her from the junkyard, filled with all these images of like Britain and stuff like that. And she flips it open. It's torn and it's worn. It probably smells a little bit, but she turns the page to this Ferris wheel, and she puts her finger on it and she says, the only way I'm going to see this is if I go outside the walls and I explore and I look, and I can do it while also being a hero like Mom. And I think that's what I want to do.
She looks at the other two, and she looks back at Ginger, and she says, she's always going to do what she wants to do.
Jessica is going to hug Ginger and kind of like take in the feel of her curls on her face and say, that doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah, she gives you like the one hand hug, which
that's cool.
Just,
I'm giving full body.
She kind of moved on from the two while in this awkward teenage
you
phase.
can be 15, doesn't matter. You'll get a full body hug. She's probably taller than Jessica at this point.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. Hug up.
she's like, thanks, Mom. As long as I have you guys, it'll be okay. We'll always be able to see each other, no matter what.
Just hope you don't get in my unit, because I'll give you hell, kid.
Murph kind of laughs.
I-
Like, Murph is like frail. Like, she's just like, I like being safe and I'm happy to be a freaking doctor. Like, like, she's like, it's so cool that you can do that. And she just kind of smiles and like side eyes Jessica and just kind of grins at her and is like, mouths like, like for her. Like,
Yeah. So Jessica is like mentally thinking of all the things that she's going to need to, all the stuff she needs to gather to equip her daughter with, shivs.
weapons.
Weapons the best that she can.
Those like really cool like single barbells that like have the different sort of weights and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, if I could find a shake weight, I'm gonna give it to her. She'll love it. She's gonna be so buff.
The buffest.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, and we come back to the present. I think that kind of echoing of laughter and probably like awkward enjoyment of that moment kind of ringing in the present, like a ghost. I would need so sadly this is just for the architect and the techno font.
Oh crap.
Yeah. Something's creeping up in your mind, and it's not great. When something bad happens, usually your mind likes to like roll and continue to grab every bad thing that you've ever imagined and wrap it up with that bad thing. So for this, let's have another firmness. Just one consequence. So yeah.
Okay.
If you don't do the success, then I'm going to tell you something that will only grow your fears. So maybe it's something you want to know. But if you don't want to know, you can play that success.
I think I want to know.
I also want to know.
Well, so wait, here's the thing, though. If one of us,
I'm mentally weak, so like I always want to know.
yeah. Well, I mean, if one of us wants to, because I assume that there's something we're gonna know, but something bad is gonna happen too, right? Or it's just that we want to
Is
know
this
something that's gonna
something? Yeah,
affect
is this
us.
something we can like share with each other, or is this going to be something?
You can definitely share.
Okay.
I will say the knowledge of this does come with a trauma. And each of you have distinct knowledge of something concerning your profession, but that's up to you. If you want to let that mind continue to pull things from the dark,
I'll take a trauma. Give me the trauma, Mitch.
I'm gonna not take the trauma because of my abilities. I need to keep them.
What's a trauma do? Play game.
yeah,
mechanic?
so trauma, you have 4 almost like health points or trauma boxes in each of the categories that you have.
Okay, yeah.
And it kind of helps you explain what's happening to your character. So if it's in flesh, that means like your social awareness. Maybe you're growing more apathetic. Maybe you're losing yourself with your feelings. Things are degrading. If it's physical damage, having an arm ripped off or whatever. For Steam, which is mental, is looking at our architect, like probably severe depression and the degradation of the mind, while gear is your special thing. If you get enough trauma in that, you lose everything that makes you unique, and while you're still alive, you are no longer playable as a character because Necrobiotic is about a special few people who are unique and interesting and attempt to live lives beyond what the government and what society tells them to. So if you get 4 trauma in that, then you just become a part of the gray and fall into obscurity. For Ruby, go ahead and take a trauma in flesh.
Oh no. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
The
my
first
card.
trauma, excellent. The first trauma doesn't have any mechanical effects. It's just an indicator that things are slowly getting worse. The second trauma gives you a -1 success in that suit. The third trauma is -1 on any suit. And then 4, you're gone. No longer playable.
Damn.
So yeah, it's pretty easy for these to stack up. And so, Ruby.
There's 4 ways to die, guys.
Yay! And not just die, like worse things. I feel like
Yeah,
steal death
yeah.
is
4 ways for Mitch
Is
to
a-
take you over and
Right,
play
to
you without
literally
your knowledge.
ruin your whole night.
Yeah.
death
Woof.
is a kindness. So there's some horror stories outside of the walls. You remember the first time one of your colleagues got lost and you were able to track them down. They had been eaten from the top down to their legs via a spoon, it looked like. Those outside the walls haven't really figured out how to crack open the Technophont armor. It's almost like a lobster. But the soft flesh of the skull against a serrated spoon, it's horrific for the person, but it's a way for some of these individuals to enjoy some nutrients. Furthermore, there was an incident not too long ago, 2 years, in fact. A group of technophants and an architect were establishing communication with a citadel outside of Florence. Only the architect came back, speaking of horrific and depraved acts of humanity. They are still in the hospital 2 years later, heavily medicated. But the technophants who were with them, they're gone. So these kind of horrible things you've heard and read just come rolling out from your memory, plain as day.
I think she's gonna keep that to herself.
That
But-
makes sense.
I would say she probably would take a second look at, because the armor's in the box, right?
No,
No. So
Yeah.
the armor's, there's just the box. There's nothing. Okay.
correct. Yeah,
Then-
it's an empty box except for those Polaroids that is now in possession of one of you.
Yeah. So she's keeping that to her. She's not gonna say that. She's standing there still with her hands on her hips, and her face tightens again. The wrinkles between her brows are deep by this stage. And she is just... No, she's like... She's going to go get ready to go.
Excellent. I think with that, the other two, I'll give you Energize 1. So you get to draw 1 additional card and put that in your hand. It's kind of like, since you're protected from this knowledge, it's almost, Ruby's doing that thing where she carries the burden.
The thing that
And
she
while,
does.
yeah,
Doing the Ruby thing.
doing that Ruby thing.
So we get an extra card. We can have 7 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only time you ever have to go down is when you do another breath. But
So-
any extra cards in between that, you just get to keep in your hand and use as you wish.
So I got my king.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh
All right.
no, Mitch.
What?
You want me to put it back? I can put it back. If
Yeah,
it's
just
not a
put it
good
back
time, I can
in.
put it back.
Try
It's
again.
fine.
No. All right. So what is your king flaw? What did you choose?
My flaw is when Jessica sees Y2K tech, she makes questionable decisions in that she really wants it. So like, something hard to find, like maybe a Zune MP3 player.
Yeah.
If she were to find that, like,
I remember that. So when you draw a king, you discard it immediately, and we're going to deal with it right here and now. You have two options before you. One is to take a trauma in the suit of the king as you suppress that urge, but, it's not great. Or this next scene, that is going to ruin things for you. And that's up to you. Or it's up to you, but some suggestions I have could be like, maybe today is like the day some of the other technosophists were going to get into some of this old junk pile, which you are completely confident would have the items that you seek. So it's like, is it really worth,
Oh,
she's
that's so gross.
that would be really bad to be like,
I
hey, you guys, can you
know.
go work on our daughter? I'm
Can
gonna
you
go
go
see if there's
get her?
this Zune player.
I mean, it happens,
dude.
right? Like people often, I feel, dive into things that make them happy because I feel like each one of you are kind of drowning at this point and you reaching out for anything. And really, would the knowledge and physical appearance of your daughter change anything?
I'm gonna take a trauma.
All right. So slap that trauma on that character sheet.
Woof. Okay.
So put it on there.
Slap it on.
Yeah. All right, I'll take that trauma.
Excellent. A lot happened at that kitchen table.
Yeah, right?
Jesus.
I don't want to sit there ever again. No.
God.
We're just gonna stand and eat.
So as I assume afterwards you guys are going to head to the Citadel and we'll I assume we'll take a break.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah. How long do you want the break to be? Like a 10-minute, or how long do you need?
What do you guys think? I'm good with like 5 or 10, whichever you guys prefer.
Enough for a bio break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
need some
So
water.
yeah, so we'll be back about 10:15, 10:20 Eastern. And then you guys do the math for your time.
Yeah. And
Got
can I
you.
leave on one little note, if I may?
Oh.
Yeah.
As you guys kind of have your stuff, you go outside, closing the door. Unbeknownst to you, like the door to her room cracks open. The kind of air pressure as you close the door kind of shifts it open a little bit as it groans and slowly cranks open. And just inside the room, there is a little letter addressed to my 3 moms with 3 little hearts and a blue bird over the seal. All right, now we could go take a break.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Mitch,
Thanks, Mitch.
All right. On that heart-wrenching note, we'll be back in about 10
Yes.
minutes. And we're back. After that, I think we all kind of needed a moment, Mitch, after ripping our hearts out on the, just being like, hey, how do you guys feel about this? And 2 of us took trauma.
Woo!
2 of us are 25% dead.
Not me.
Woo!
That's right. That's right. Not the doctor.
You're just dead inside.
Yeah, I'm dead inside, just not physically dead.
We did add a link to the Necrobiotic pre-order guys, we're in. Dave and I are in. This game is awesome. I'm loving this, Mitch. You're doing a great job.
Aw.
So everyone support Mitch. And then
sure.
you'll have it. Are you going to be a vendor at PAX U?
Yeah. So I'll
Ooh.
definitely have a table. And yeah, we're supposed to be getting our I guess prototype or like official like pretty soon, and then it's just straight to printers. And I plan to, like, if required, like airship at least 100, so that there'll be some for
Oh
PAX
yeah.
Unplugged.
I'm gonna sell them all
Um,
for you, Mitch.
do it.
Are you going to be at the booth too, Holly?
Yeah, I
Or at
am.
the table
So
or whatever?
so I have 2 short stories in
Yeah, you do.
Necrobiotic. So I'm like, I'm going because I want to touch it again. I saw like the 2 that are in existence. I want to touch the real one with my name spelled correctly. Love you, Mitch.
Yeah. The amount of times I've gone through it and catch like grammatical errors, it's just like, oh god.
That's nice because nothing takes me out of it than being like,
Mhm.
that's not English.
Yeah, it's just like again and again, which is part of the reason why it's coming out so late, was just me like wanting to go over and over and over again until it's like perfect.
No, that's
So
good. I mean,
yeah,
if it's bad, it's bad forever. But
yeah,
if it's late
exactly.
and good, it's still good.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment there where I was like, I have these 2 books. Maybe I'll just do this, right? It'll just be 2 books ever printed for Necrobiotic, and everyone will have to fight for physical copies. I don't know, maybe
I mean,
throw
we
it
have
at.
the quick start.
Yeah.
We got the quick start at Gen Con, David and I.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I only have about 6 of those left, so yeah.
Coveted.
I'm waiting on that collector's edition. I don't know.
Oh my god, it's so. Oh god, and we're doing a couple extra sexy stuff with
And
it.
if y'all are in the chat and you get a copy of the book, you can find the artwork that I commissioned to get put in there because I backed it at the highest level, and not the highest level.
Yes.
I didn't buy like
Yeah,
extra
also,
copies, but I did.
this is like the because I'm only printing about, I think, 500 of the collector's edition. So, and so that leaves about like 40 left. So once it's done, that's it for
Yeah.
a while.
I'm just
So
gonna tell you, the mat is like soft mat, and it is the most beautiful teal
Ooh.
that you've ever seen in your whole life. Like,
Look,
y'all
look,
get
and
hyped. I'm not playing. Like,
this is the other thing about it is if you're watching right now, Corporal Ruby Rogers is in the book, so you're getting
Yeah.
the full experience. She's in there. When we played together as like a side quest thing for the podcast, Mitch ran it
Yeah.
for us, and I loved it. I was like, I'm gonna back this. I'm gonna back
That's
this like
so
as heavy as
cool.
possible. So
She's
Yeah,
page
we have so many
207.
cool characters.
yes,
Ugh. Yeah, people have really enjoyed looking at your characters. She has really good looks in there. So
yeah,
definitely check out sexy Big Mama there.
Yes.
hell
she's
yeah.
there.
I think the only one that's on the pre-order now is the physical special edition. Is that what you guys are talking about? Is that
no, that's the special edition, but if you scroll down, you can get the regular core edition as well as like, yeah, we have the soundtrack, which is free, which people can grab now. Deck of cards, which is a custom Necrobiotic deck of cards, as well as a T-shirt. So
yes,
all
I
that
have them.
stuff.
I have
T-shirts
David
are
and I
awesome.
have T-shirts. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We'll be wearing mine next week. I was running behind today. I'm so
Hey,
sorry.
me too.
I was
Sorry.
wondering, like, is it like faux pas to wear the shirt of the game that you're playing? You know, like
We
wearing the
should
band T-shirt of the
all
band that you're
wear it.
skiing.
Yeah,
I
for
totally do
sure.
it, but like,
I'm wearing
yeah.
it.
Let's roll. All right, you guys ready to?
let's do
Yes.
it. I don't want to feel feels. Let's do
Traumatize
it.
me. Yeah.
Look, it's just uphill from here. Okay.
Let's do it. All right.
All right. So you guys have left the apartment, going out to the cobbled stone steps in this alleyway behind the apartment. It's a very tight alleyway. But out here, you pass like a little garden that Ginger had been taking care of every now and then. filled with little seeds that she's been collecting over the years. And just down the street, you can see that there's a carriage that you guys can use. The carriage is a construct horse with red lens eyes. The back half of it has been carved out, and there are leather chairs where its back end used to be, as well as 2 giant wheels. And just like anything else, you tell the horse where you want to go, and it will interpret and then carry you where you want to go through the silent streets of Florence.
Murph, I don't know what you call your building.
I don't either.
It's the Citadel.
I mean, I know it's a Citadel, but I didn't know
Take
we were
me to
going.
work.
Yeah, right. I didn't know we were going to the Citadel. I wasn't sure if I had like an office adjacent. So
No, you are in the Citadel. You are
okay,
an
because
architect.
I'm an architect. I
Yeah.
am really good at dead bodies. Okay.
So good.
All right. And I like my eyes, obviously red rimmed. I'm not looking great, but I mean at this point this is kind of like I look like this 50% of the time anyways. So I I'm like to the Citadel, and I like take my bag and I go on. I sit down first, obviously. Like I go on. I'm like, we're going to the Citadel, and put my bag down, um and I just kind of like nod at Jessica, like the be cool nod, like like the we're on business.
She starts her best to look like an adult. Takes her hair down, her little space buns, takes them down, takes the 20 clips out of her hair, and tries to look like Murph. Like looks at Murph and is like, oh, okay, she's got her hair down. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Oh, she's got sleeves pushed up. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Okay. Like just trying to look like you.
Excellent, yes.
Excellent.
Yep, we're going to the so I'm definitely spacing because my brain isn't functioning, which is why I took medicine. But is this like there's no driver?
Yeah, it's just a horse.
Okay,
So you
that's
just tell it what to do and it'll do it. A dead horse, obviously.
obviously. Okay. And all right, I'm gonna look at Ruby and I'm gonna be like, what's the story? I mean, we have to have something, right? Obviously, like quietly.
Yeah, we'll just say that military business, right? It's a military death. We needed a little more information. Had to answer some questions to higher ups.
I like gesture to Jessica. I'm like, and
Subject matter expert. We
Okay,
needed
all right,
her
yeah.
here because she knows a lot about the technology that potentially killed this soldier. So we've
good.
I know a lot about outside the walls for sure.
Okay, great, perfect.
All right. The horse goes clopping along.
Yeah, remember.
Remember, you just pretend like you belong. You do belong. You obviously, Murphy, you belong, but we just act like you belong and act confident. I'm telling you, everything that I've ever done in my life, I just come in confident. I just get right in there, and it works. So we'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I mean,
in real life.
When you sound confident, it works for me.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Murph just like grins a little, like you crazy girl.
But yeah, she's like, got it. And she took her moment to hit on her one of her wives and goes,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay.
So yeah, the the horse moves forward mechanically. You can see the boilerplate, which has been kind of like laced around its back, kind of surge with heat as you guys move forward. It's pretty quiet. Florence was meant to house a significant population, but humanity is almost to the point of extinction. And so it takes about 25 minutes until you actually start seeing people again. Especially the closer you get to the Citadel, you can see the red banners and the Italian floor on it. And you start seeing technophobs as well as the militia patrolling, architects heading into the Citadel for a full day of work. And just kind of right outside the Citadel, this very kind of old style government building with huge white pillars and flags hanging from the top of it. It looks nice, clean, very efficient as people climb in and open the doors and get ready for a full day. No one really says hi to each other, though. The horse stops.
After you guys. I can't be the first one out. Everyone's
All
gonna,
right.
everyone's gonna know something's
All
up.
right. So I get out first, then, as I and I just when everybody gets off, I kind of like say, kind of like quietly out loud. I mean, because it's pretty quiet. Nobody's really talking to anyone, but there is like movement. And I'm kind of like, follow me, and don't touch or look or do anything else.
Yeah, and with that,
No.
a hand kind of grabs your shoulder, Dr. Murphy, and you see this other architect, this like old man, and in this universe, like age is less of a thing, as well as like everyone has free healthcare and really good healthcare. So the fact that he's old probably means he's around the age of like 180 or potentially 150. And so he's smiling with kind of this gap tooth smile, with a kind of close shaven square jaw, as he's currently looking over some papers, and he says, Dr. Murphy, yes. How are the pills? How are you feeling?
And kind of like pick my bag up. I'm like, they're doing great. And then kind of like shake the bag. You can definitely hear them. There's not a ton in that bag, but there's enough that you can.
That's good. That's good. Your home life is good. Yeah, everything's fine. No stressors.
Not that there's no stress. I mean, what life is stress free.
This is
But
true. I wasn't talking about stress. I was talking about the stressors which aggravate and prevent you from performing your job at the quality that is necessary for the continuation of humanity.
Murphy she can't get physically like beefy, but like mentally she is like she is like beefing with this dude like hardcore. And she said, uh doing well, actually. And I appreciate your concern, but I have things to tend to.
No, of course. Just to let you know, your review has been pushed forward till tomorrow. So I will spend tomorrow with you, and we'll see how accurate your assessment is of your current emotional and mental state. I have a few prescriptions that we can test out that might fix some of your peculiarities that prevent you from functioning at the degree that's necessary. But I'm sure we can fix this and get you right back on track with your career.
Fantastic. I have a family to support and a job to do very well.
Good. All
Are
right,
we
and he'll.
aware? Are we aware that she's having issues at work? Like, is this new
That's a
information?
good question. I will leave that to Holly. Did
I
you tell them
mean,
ever?
I mean, no, not entirely. I definitely did I'm not lying to you, but I'm doing a more of a I don't want you to worry type of vibe. Like, I'm okay mostly, except when I'm not. And so
Yeah, Jessica's gonna look at Ruby and like kind of give eyes like, who's this fuck? Like I'm talking about that guy talking to Murph, like, mhm.
and
And then just it's cool. It's cool. It was a later conversation.
yeah, and like Murph is like she's extremely uncomfortable in her skin right now because not only did she run into the person who she knows will be doing the review, but also I assume someone who is higher up than her, as well as when this happens, her wives are there.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing,
It's
right?
mortifying.
This is
Like,
the place where you're supposed to be held aloft and at least like be seen as a competent individual. And here
right.
are you almost being chastised
Yeah,
in front of everyone.
not pleased.
Yeah, I think. Is he still standing there? Like after?
Yeah, he's extended a hand to Dr. Murphy. It's kind of like the final goodbye.
Murphy shakes it as confidently as she can. Like, I am the baddest bitch. Like, I am the baddest. And so she like shakes his hand, and when he turns to leave and he's like out of sight, out of mind, she kind of lets that like facade kind of fall, and it's almost like shame kind of falls over her. Like knowing that her wives have seen this now and like actually know that it's not like I'm not just depressed, it's starting to affect every aspect of my life. And it's like it's just like it's not something where it's like I just want to be at home with you. It's more like I don't want to do anything. Like it's the full on deep hole that nobody wants to go in.
Jessica's gonna see this like shame face kind of come. And so she was behind you anyway. So she is going to kind of get closer and kind of like gently pull on one of your ringlets and so that it kind of like I don't know if you guys have ever had this, like where someone kind of plays with your hair and it feels really good. So it's like that, but like just in one spot. Is a sign of affection and be like, it's okay. That's all she's gonna say. It's okay.
Yeah,
And keep going.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
okay.
keep going.
yeah. I would say if not for the head scratches, you'd be taking 2 consequences, but you're
Yeah.
only going to take 1 consequence, Holly.
Crap.
So
Okay.
I need
Pets for
to
the
play
win.
in firmness.
And firmness. Why you gotta pick the things I don't do?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Um. Okay. So it has to make 8.
8 or a suit success, which is hearts.
Oh crap. Okay. Um. Okay. Okay. Oh no, I'm panicking. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Like in real life trauma. No. Okay. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna take the consequence because I
Okay.
can't make. Well, I take that back. I can. Okay. I can make 8.
All right. So you're playing 2 cards to make 8.
Oh crap, I can't because it's 1. Crap, I can't do it. I'm screwed. All right. Man. Savage.
All right.
This
You want
game's
to know the
savage.
consequence?
Yes.
For the rest of this scene, you're going to be taking a -1 on any numeric card that you play concerning interacting with architects.
Ugh.
Just as that, like, shame is hard to shake off, like your confidence has been shaken, so you're going to need some time to like get that same sort of I guess confidence back in your voice to communicate.
So she'll need a 9 instead of an 8 to
Yeah.
succeed?
Mhm.
Woof.
Yeah, or like depend if she plays 2 cards, she would need it would pretty much a +2 is taken. Like each card will be -1 numerically. Yeah.
Cool,
So
cool, 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 cool,
cool, cool, cool, cool, cool, cool, cool,
cool.
cool. All right, you ready to hang out with the architects?
It just failed miserably. Sure. Let's go.
Yeah, I think Ruby probably knows by this juncture, like they've all raised a kid together. That means they've been
Yeah.
together like, a lot
Yeah.
of years, right?
Yeah, 20 plus
Mhm.
years.
She knows that Murphy is gonna be upset about this situation. And no, I mean they live together. They know that she's already dealing with things, right? So she's
Mhm.
like, just let me take point on this. And she just confidently does her like swole bitch walk into the Citadel, like, I'm here on military business. Nobody better stop me. Like, I'm walking with this doctor. Like, it ain't no thing.
So you pop in and past kind of the marble steps and the kind of doors opening and closing in this like very extravagant entry hallway. There's a circular desk made of that same marble with a very petite, smallish little short-haired brown woman dressed in like architect wear, uh, but just very formal with like this blue bow tie, writing things down on pieces of paper and filing them and such like that. And when you guys enter in, she waves and goes back to her business. But this is definitely the gatekeeper.
So, to get where we need to talk to her.
Yeah, or just walk past confidently, like everyone else is.
Yeah, just walk past confidently. Ain't no thing but chicken wing, baby.
All right.
That voice is in my head walking past. Nothing but ain't no thing but chicken wing. Ain't nothing but chicken wing. Ain't no thing but chicken wing.
All right. So, why don't you give me a play on either appearance, or I'll also take charisma.
Is that everybody?
No, just from the Technophont, since the Technofont's leading.
Yeah.
You said appearance or what?
Or charisma.
Charisma.
Yeah, just one success required.
But if I did 2, no, I can't play 2 cards. Never mind. I don't have that. I'm not good at that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take appearance. Seems like we're really screwing with appearance here, so that's a 1 success.
Nice. Perfect. Yeah. So, yeah, she looks like she's going to say something as you stride confidently forward, but like there's something about the way you walk. Like this person's enamored.
Her panties are wet. She could just
Yeah, like it is.
I mean,
She sits down.
Yes.
It's
Ruby just walks
suddenly-
around flooding basements. That's all.
I know, right? Yeah, you guys have probably seen this happen several times. She falls back down into her chair and just like gazes with a little bit of liquid forming around her lips, as well as. Yep. So you guys move on down to
funny.
the elevator. It's a pretty large elevator and is currently holding about 20 individuals going down to the sub-basement of the Citadel, where they do the whole tanning process. the gates are shut manually, like the old school elevators. But instead of gears and such, you see these leather hands kind of push their way out of these holes, grab onto the chains of the elevator, and start slowly lowering you down. These dead arms just carefully and meticulously moving you down into the sub basement. And that's when like the smell hits you. Like every now and then, I feel like Dr. Murphy comes back with that smell. But if you've ever smelt burning hair and flesh in a large degree, then you know what I'm talking about. It just kind of settles around your nostrils and almost burns like a spice. As you guys finally get to the floor, seeing little laboratories along this almost warehouse looking interior building, vats of chemicals, people moving about with goggles, as well as pushing cadavers around. And the bodies are of various forms. There's a lot of death even now.
So we need to identify where she would be. I guess that's the next step, is to kind of figure out where they've got her, what stage of the embalming, reanimating process she's in.
Yeah, it's pretty much one of the first steps is flaying the skin and then putting that skin in a vat for tanning and then sewing the skin back on, but not before removing the skeletal as well as physical structures that lead people to identify people. So like, often the genitalia is removed, the face is kind of sanded down, etc. Just anything they can do to remove any aspect of I might be able to recognize this person is carefully removed and processed.
Is there like a holding room or something for the pre-process? You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a
Like
because this is the Citadel is the only place where there is electricity. There's a few other buildings, but the electrical power here can only power only a few buildings, and this place is definitely one of them. So they have a fridge where they keep all the bodies until they're ready for processing.
And I'm assuming I would know where pretty much all of this would be.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be easy. It shouldn't be too hard to get to where we need, or I should say, at least know where to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
they surely have a database of
not computerized, because everything computer has gone the way of humanity, but everything is carefully and meticulously taken care of via papers and documents and such. So there's like a little like librarian area where people keep like copies and stuff for meticulous categorizing. Though once they are turned into constructs, there is no way to identify who they were.
Okay. Okay. Murph. I want to go and see if there's documents that Ginger's here. And how long ago that was.
What?
But where the holding room. Would it be
I would
better
imagine there's probably some kind of ledger, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll go look. Or is that too conspicuous?
I mean, let's not split the party.
yeah, without you guys here, like I stand way out. I don't want to go sifting through a room of bodies. I can't do it. So let's just look for her name.
Okay. I feel like that's a great place to start at the very least. And I kind of like look over at Ruby.
I'm taking your lead. And she smiles at her.
Oh.
And all right, so then we're gonna go to what I'm gonna call intake, and we're gonna find this ledger, see who's working intake today, if I know them.
Yeah. The intake is actually a construct.
Right.
It is this desk, and behind it there are volumes and volumes of documents and folders. This construct is only from the stomach up, with several gear-like processes occurring in its stomach that you can see. Its mouth is kept open via like little metal springs, and you see a voice speaker box where its tongue should be. Its eyes are sewn completely shut, and its hands, and it has four hands, the other two sewn in around the stomach. Um, Dr. Murphy, you would know that when people come in, they lose the name, but they retain the physical attributes. So basically, in order to find anyone, you would have to speak the like body type, body weight, height, hair color, etc.
Um, so I'm going to explain that to them, and I'm like, so the names aren't the way in which we identify things. We have to describe Ginger.
Okay. I got this. So I'm gonna turn to the construct.
Mhm.
I am looking for a is she like 18 or 20?
She's like 23.
Okay. Looking for a 23-year-old female with perfection for hair, and eyes so deep and green you could get lost in them. Do you have anything like that here?
There's kind of like a whirring as little gears kind of go, and it moves and looks at you. Weight confirmed. Age confirmed. Eyes input error. Hair input error. Clarify. Clarify.
Damn
I'm gonna,
robots.
I'm gonna like, I'm gonna just look at Jessica and kind of smile because it's like super sweet and how she describes our daughter, and I love it, and it just makes me love her so much more. And I, um, I say, um, copper red hair, green eyes.
Confirmed. Pondering. Pondering. 2 intakes. Current status. Fridge 003.
All right.
Serial number 1-2 4-5. Have a good day.
And I say, thank you. I turn like on my heel, like turn to Ruby, and I'm like, so bridge, we go if we can. What do I know about the fridge, Mitch?
I mean, just slabs of wheeled cart bodies, just kind of pushed in with numbers attached to their toes. Almost categorized like you would cows for processing.
So it hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
Murph,
Hmm.
if you, I'm gonna, Jess is gonna put her hand over the paper where Murph wrote down those numbers, and say, why don't you stay here? Ruby and I can go and check. I don't want you to see her. Unless you want to. Unless you're ready.
So Murph, carrying the shame from earlier and like the anger a little bit from being like talked down to,
Yeah, totally.
um, she kind of just like, kind of like a little bitey is the best way I can describe it. Looks at
Yeah, actually,
Biter.
no,
Not really, but like layer out, like totally.
yeah, Holly, I think with that,
I knew it.
yeah, if okay, this will be an empathy play. All right.
Oh, that's
If
hey.
For who? For who? Me or Holly?
for Dr. Murphy. If you are successful, then yeah, a little snippy. All right. If you can annul this consequence, it's just one consequence. If you can annul it, a little snippy. If you can't or don't, it's not just a little snippy. It would be hurtful.
Okay. I can play 2 cards. So I'm going to successfully do it. I hope this time.
Yes. And normally your difficulty in this scene would subtract that, but you're not dealing with other
Okay,
archetypes.
yay! All right.
Okay. So you were fine. You were not too shameful to be yourself, at least in front of the people that you love.
Okay. So I'm a little bitey, and I look at Jessica and I'm like, I'm not really sure anyone is ever ready to see the body of their child. But I'm going.
Okay. Jessica backs up.
Just bitey. I'm just bitey.
No. It's in like almost reverence of like stronger than she thought. You're stronger than she thought. Like, okay.
Respect.
Yeah. Yeah. without like, yeah, girl. Just like,
All right.
Yeah. And so as you approach the steel
Fridge.
cold door of the fridge, you can almost see that image of Ginger when you showed her this place, this marvel of humanity's determination to not go out without a cry of some sort. Having her look through the glass windows into the fridge and looking up to you and asking that question that I feel haunts every individual. Do you think I'll ever be in there? But we won't go into how you responded, as that memory just kind of fades, and you place your hand on the cold door. Are you opening it?
Yes.
All right. It opens. Immediately, it gets cold, and you can see about 6 bodies lined up on little carts with leather placed over them. And you see the 2 numbers that was spoken of before kind of dangling off their big toe. One of these could very well be the woman you raised.
I like I like go in and I'm like forcefully there, and then I like kind of freeze because like yeah I'm ready but I'm not ready like at all, and I kind of just like stop entirely, and I just like I, I freeze. I mean I can't move. My body won't move. My brain won't function. I'm not doing more than walking in. And I kind of just like as I like am trying to process and like pull together, I look up at Ruby and I'm like, and I just like give like the most essentially like when Ruby looks at me, I just have like the most sorrowful like look in my eye. Like there's nothing that can really explain it. It's just if you've ever had any loss in your life whatsoever, you know exactly how this feels.
Ruby
Yeah.
looks at her. Okay.
Ruby, can you give me a play in readiness? You can kind of feel the hairs on the back of your neck start to rise up, and the instinctual combat fighting spirit within you reeling and ready to go. If you can make this play, which is just one consequence, you retain your actions. If not, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
I'm gonna retain it.
All right. One of, and this is only seen by you, one of the shapes laying there underneath that leather, that heavy, thick leather, almost like a blanket, moves a little bit. And then you see it rise up. Slowly but surely, the leather blanket moves away from the face of this person. And you see Ginger, her hair falling over her face, matted with specks of blood. You can't see her. Her face is obscured by her hair. As the leather blanket continues to fall, you notice that there are deep lacerations on her naked form. Cuts that go all the way down from her shoulder to her belly. She raises her head and looks at you. One of her eyes looks like it's been plucked out. The other one staring at you with a lack of color. I just wanted to make you proud. You blink, and the body is underneath that blanket once again. You feel your whole body like ready for combat. But there's nothing here to face. No physical adversary. Just your own regret.
She you see her just like breathing heavy, staring at that body. And she kind of like is breathing and she leans forward a little bit. You hear like dog tags kind of clink against her armor. She looks at Murphy and sees this look on her face like she needs her. She looks back at the body, back at Murphy. And then she just kind of gives this sort of like head shake and just walks over to her and grabs her and just holds her tight. And just says, "I'm sorry." She looks over at Jessica over top of Murphy's head and just has this look as tears just start big tears just start rolling down her face. I think it's that one.
Jess is going to go to that. You said the thing is like draped across, so it's not like a bag. It's like a blanket.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
leather blanket, most
Okay.
likely made out of human skin.
So there's that.
He
She's
said,
gonna-
"What?"
that was visceral.
Also, for that, Ruby.
Are you gonna punish me?
No, not for that. For that beautiful scene, Ruby. If you take one exhaustion, so if you randomly discard one card, the other two can energize one, so they get to draw a card.
Yeah.
If you're willing.
Yeah. Let me mix
All
them
right.
up so I don't know what I'm going to do.
All right, you two get to draw a card and add it to your hand.
Nice. Jess is going to kind of like feel along the torso, right? And basically, I'm trying to feel like where the hands are, so that I can pull the left hand out. Because Ginger would always put, paint on one of her nails. And that was something her and I did as kid, like when she was a kid, because I was always painting and trying to make stuff pretty, and she was trying to help me, and she enjoyed the paint. So our little tradition is that the same nail would be painted, and it was always the left ring finger, because mommies wore rings. And she looked to see if the paint was on that finger. Do I see paint on that finger?
You kind of move underneath this human skin blanket, grasping on the cold hand of the dead individual underneath. You can feel kind of that rigor mortis, that stiffness of everything. And you kind of slowly pull it out from underneath that blanket. No paint.
Okay. Heart getting quicker. Question for the world. Is seeing dead bodies common, or is Zippy like it is now? Like, I don't see dead bodies very often. So if I were to
you
experience
would
this
see
would be very weird.
constructs, but you don't see dead bodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is
so
hard.
you would be okay with like constructs and dead flesh moving about, but actually seeing like a real
rigor mortis,
person.
cold flesh.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is hard. Okay, but her heart, like, Jessica starts to like breathe a little quicker, like, okay. And she is going to start to pull the hair, or where the head is. I assuming I'm going to see some hair, and so
Yeah.
I'm going to
You kind of move it off a little bit, and it is red, but not the red of Ginger. This is more like the sun when it goes over the mountains, and it has that shift in that dark red, while Ginger's is more of a sunrise, an explosion of light hair with little bits of kind of blonde in it as well.
Okay. Jessica's gonna whisper, "It's a sunset. It's a sunset. It's a sunset, guys. It's a sunset. It's not Ginger. Ginger's the sunrise. This is the sunset. This isn't her.
I feel
It's
like
not-
they
it's
all,
not-
like, they're like, oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah,
but
they're like, collective deep breath, like.
So the first one. Okay. The second one, the next one. Um, Jessica's gonna Ruby. You had. It felt like you kind of felt that one was Ginger. What are your feelings on this other one?
I don't know.
When this happens and that question is asked to Ruby, uh, Murph is gonna be like, in her head, she's just the anticipation at this point is just like breaking her in half, quite literally, and she is just like goes over and just rips the blanket off of the second one and is like, no more waiting.
Whoa.
Yeah. This corpse before you is missing half of its head.
Okay.
But it doesn't have paint, and the hair is way too long to be Ginger's, as well as what remains of the face, though pale, has no freckles that you remember Ginger having. This isn't her. She's not here.
Jess is going to cover the body back up because that's half a face.
I mean, I'm like, Murph is just not even phased by the half of the face part. She's
Of
just
course
real
not, right.
relieved that it is not their daughter. Like,
Like, oh, thank God, it's just half a face.
it's just half a face. All right. Whew.
She's a stranger.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna Murph. These bodies that are in here, these bodies that are in here. How long do they keep them in here? And
Usually
do we
Go ahead,
know
sorry.
when Ginger died?
So news like this usually happens pretty quickly. It would stand to reason that if they did have a body, it would be here. So
it's not like she already got processed or something.
Correct.
Okay.
And for Murphy, you know that if they can bring the body back, they bring it back. If they are lost, they are just kind of labeled as dead. The world out there is not really a place someone could live for very long. Because they even bring back the Eaton technophants. There's still something they can use there.
I at this point I like start to kind of like usher us out of the fridge. I'm like, let's just pop out of here.
That was the only 2 bodies in there.
The only 2 bodies that fit the parameters. There's other bodies here, but yeah, some of them you can clearly see like, no, that person can't be my kid.
Okay.
So
okay.
maybe. Okay. So when we're kind of like out of the room and I guess like in a space kind of secluded, Jess is gonna be like, what? Maybe she didn't die. Maybe they were wrong.
She's probably lost.
Well, let's go find her.
If she's lost, she's as good as dead out there.
You don't understand. This is Ginger. You think she can't survive out there? We gotta try.
And I kind of look at Ruby because I know a lot about the Citadel. I do not know a lot about military life and what it entails. And I'm like,
well, so an architect is usually called upon to come with a technophant outside of the walls, usually to like repair constructs and to teach the locals like this is how you take care of a construct so you can live. Even you usually don't go far out because architects are very valuable.
Murphy definitely does not like to go far at all.
But there are times when you've seen the exterior farms, which are often accosted by brigands, people with very low morals, who have done horrific things to the communities near the wilderness. Humanity outside of the civilization of Florence and the citadels, life has been very unkind to them, and so they are very unkind to everyone else. The desperation is palpable.
I think
And
this
oh,
this
sorry,
might
go
be
on, Ruby.
slightly in a side at this moment, but that might have been how they met.
Yeah, like a little mission out there. Architect's
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, okay.
it's like,
Like
why
this-
am I
this-
treading water? Damn.
Damn. Yeah, like Ruby is like this young, like commanding this young like squad, and she's young, but she's commanding the squad, and like she's like, why do we have to take an architect? I hate taking architects. It's fucking irritating. And the architect walks. She's like, wait a minute, what? Hello, hi,
Yeah.
hi there, welcome. So yeah, but anyway,
I
No,
love
I
that
love that.
story.
Me too. So I would look at Ruby though. Because though I would know this, yes. I would still. I don't think I would know necessarily. And correct me if I'm wrong. Um, I mean, how would they get their coffin if it wasn't
So
I mean,
her body?
maybe
Murphy
she's.
would. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe she's lost and they just thought she was dead.
I've
Is that
got
a thing?
the only way to know is to ask, and I can ask her command team. That would be the best option, and it would give us an idea of where she went missing, or
Yeah.
if maybe she died and there was nothing left. Because
I gotta
What
know.
would do that?
What would do that?
Yeah.
What wouldn't do that?
it's the people out there. They're horrible. They eat
Ah.
each other and us. And
Okay.
I saw one spoon an
Great.
eye out once. It was horrible.
I'm sorry,
Thanks.
what?
Spoon. They took a spoon to the eye. It popped right out. It's
She said they'd spoon an eye.
just spoon an eye right out. They did this to me. She like points to
Mitch,
her face.
Hmm?
if you made somebody eat our daughter, I'm going to elbow drop you.
Let me like change my whole rule book.
Right.
I'm
Gosh. All right.
gonna change some shit.
The
Um,
the technosopher, they kind of play like in the garbage outside the city walls. Yes.
Yeah, just outside. So they're actually not in any danger because the junkyard is like right next to the wall.
Okay.
You still have to like the area outside of the walls is pretty safe for a couple, like a good like miles.
Okay.
You really don't see the wilderness till you travel outside of the walls for a couple hours, and
Okay.
then you can kind of see the place where no one treads.
So in that, I assume that when the military goes in and out, there must be an area that they go, like a road that they travel.
Yeah, there's a road out of north and south are the big gates. There is one to the west, but that one leads to the gardens, which is where they send criminals as well as like government-owned constructs doing field work all day.
Mhm.
And then to the south of that is the junkyard.
Okay. So yeah, if you, Ruby, could find out where they went, I could maybe ask around to see if anyone saw them come back.
Yeah. I mean, do we want to split up like that?
No, No, this is one, then the next.
Okay. Yeah.
I definitely.
I can't do this alone, guys. I can't.
Murph kind of like looks at Ruby and kind of like her voice is sounding kind of weak, and she is like um definitely think knowing where they were last, where she went missing, is crucial information.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the first step to me was find the body because then we could do our own investigation. Because honestly, her command team is not even going to tell me much.
You don't think? Oh.
If we'll see, right? I mean, it depends on who's there. There's a couple of them that I know pretty well. They might tell me more than the others, but it's all hush hush. And if something weird happened,
Well,
they
then you would
might
know
not.
something. I mean, you ask me in that authoritative voice, and I'll tell you whatever you want to know. But if they don't tell you, and they are able to resist you, I don't know how they do it.
This is
They
tolerance over several years.
so if they don't tell, but like them not telling you something tells us something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's
A
go
lot of
through
times,
this.
Ruby says, a lot
Right.
of times, and leans forward close to Jessica's face. It's all about what they don't say, isn't it?
Isn't it though?
We'll just settle on that for a little bit.
Yes, let's think about
This is
that.
our polycule moment.
Yeah.
We're like we're grieving and also deeply in love with one another.
That's right.
So as the elevator goes up, this play is special for Jessica. You have a mechanical or electronic skill. The more you can give me, the better it is. All right, that's all I'm going to say. The
Oh.
more successes.
Again.
Okay. Well, I only have one card.
So, one option we always have is playing in the dark. So that means you can discard a card and draw from the top and play that card immediately. So that's always available if you are hoping for something more. But that's always an option. You don't have to use it.
Which is better, a higher number or the same suit?
Both are the same. As long as you get a success, it doesn't really matter.
But you said so I can do over 8 on a card.
Mhm.
Is that better than just the same suit? Or is it like because you said the higher the
Oh,
better.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry. The more successes accumulated, the better. There you go.
Can only do 1.
Yeah. I mean, that's good too. Play that card.
Okay. Boom. 1 success of the suit that is spades.
Excellent. As the thing goes up and you finally leave the basement, this little you remember when you made a pair of these. Ginger would be under the covers with a candle, and you would be in the other room with this walkie-talkie, speaking into it and like playing these covert like games of Roger, and like, hey, what are you doing, and like, are you still awake? And every now and then you would tell her you loved her, and in her teenage years she wouldn't really say it back. She'd be like, oh mom, like, I know. But sometime later in the night you would always hear a whisper from that same walkie-talkie. That's enough time has passed that you think that she assumes you're asleep, but you can hear her voice say, I love you too, mom. That walkie-talkie comes to life, crackles a little bit.
Like right now?
Yeah.
Like it crackles?
Yeah, and everyone kind of turns to you like, what the hell is that?
You guys
And
don't carry walkie-talkies? That's weird.
You hear her voice. distorted
What the?
and low as you hear, Mom. And that's where we'll end it for today. Good job, everyone.
Son of a... Wait, I have a
God damn
question.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna ruin it.
I have questions.
I gave hope. What is ruining it?
I'm gonna write down my question for next time because it's pertinent to the game. I don't want to forget it. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, I will swoop it back over to HSC and Kelly and stuff. So
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Rude.
Wow. Okay, guys. This was awesome. Mitch, the feels. By the way, for my first time in a polycule, y'all are making it great. Like, this is awesome.
This is a good.
This is a great polycule. I love it.
Solid chemistry.
It's good. Okay, guys. So we are going to play this again basically every Monday, starting at 8:30 Eastern in October, except for Halloween, because we all got kids. We're gonna go trick-or-treating. And honestly, if I didn't have kids, I might go trick-or-treating anyway. My
free
neighborhood
candy,
does it
right?
up. Right? Anyway, so basically every Monday except for Halloween, we will be playing this game. Please come back and watch because oh my god, the feels. Everybody, I want to tell me what you're doing. Tell us where to reach you, like your socials, and then anything else going on this week because next week we can do it again. And then I will say for myself that I will be playing Midway Madness with Holly right here on HSC Friday at 8:30 Eastern. And then we'll pass it off to you, Mitch.
Hi, I'm Mitch. This week,
I'm Mitch. Like you.
Yeah,
MBD. Nobody knows me.
I don't know. I am playing Sleepaway Friday, so I'm very excited about that. With it's a GM-less game, but like Potato leads us as awesomely as she does. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. So if you want to see me play a creepy camp counselor called Hannibal,
So
that's
creepy.
it's wonderful. So yeah, that's where you'll find me next. I'm so excited, and it was really cool playing with everyone here.
And everyone, make sure to pre-order Necrobiotic. We've got the link a couple places, and then we'll go on to Marlo.
That's me. I'm Marlo. You can find me on Twitter at Marlo Bogwitch. That's Bogwitch with 2 G's. Not unlike Snoop Dogg, less weed usage, less. And I just gotta say, no polycule I've ever been in has been this smooth. Not even one. Anyway, that's a little bit about me. Hi, weed and polycules. Hello. Don't tell my boss. I'll be tomorrow. I will be over on Lost Caravan. We are playing Weird Wild West. We played one episode of it. Hoop was running it, and it was really good. We decided to make it a little mini campaign. It's really fun. I'm playing a Wastrel. I'm playing Wastrel. I'm a scoundrel and a gambler, and shot better than the gunslinger in the first episode. So we'll see how this goes. Having a lot of fun with that. It's Malifaux too is the system. I forgot it's Malifaux, which is fun as heck. Other than that, not really anything else going on this week particular, but I'll be back here next week and that'll be great. I'll be flooding basements.
You're so good at it.
Oh, good.
People need to take out insurance.
Get out of here.
That's why it's the polycule. It's what it is. I can't help
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I gotta flood them.
Even the cannibals are like,
Oh
dang.
god. Oh my god.
I'd like to snack on that.
I just gotta say, Ruby, even with basically a chemical burn on her face, is still pulling more tail than most men. So that's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah.
It's
we're
that
here
swole
for
bitch
it.
walk.
Yeah, it's just.
It is.
All right,
I really
Holly.
want that in real life. Hi, I'm Holly. I played Murphy tonight She's great. They love her. I do enjoy this group a lot already. Mitch, fantastic job. Thank you very much. Um, but you can definitely find me back on this channel on Friday. I will be playing my little gnome Lemon. She's a fire breather. Um, and it's awesome. Our bad guy is named Heckna. I think it is lovely. It's really fun and creepy and terrifying all at the same time. Perfect for spooky month. So come back Friday. You can find me at OMG Holly D on the internet. Add me on Twitter. Add me on everywhere. It is my handle everywhere. So
It's a good one. I like a good
thank you.
rhyme.
Thank you.
We are going to raid
Yes.
our illustrious OG Shelfie. David is deciding where we are raiding. I've got the go ahead that he is going to raid. So, with that, everyone have a great evening. We'll see you back next week. Mitch,
Come
thank
back
you
on
so
Monday.
much.
We're all gonna have
Yeah,
matching
next week.
t-shirts.
Next week. All right. Thanks, guys.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.
Bye.